peace of mind. What do you feel beside? I don't know where we're gonna fly like you did sometime.
Hey family, hey friends, welcome back to my channel, The Smith's Journey. As you can see, we're still in bed. Yeah, she take over my bed almost every morning. I'm working and it's raining cats and dogs outside. Chanel is doing her school. Today is planning day for me. Janelle don't have school on a Friday. I should go to her school to drop off her books, but it's raining. So we are here. I'm trying to keep her occupied so she doesn't disturb Chanel's class while I do some work. I think I'm going to share a story with you guys later about a journey I had with regards to having children. I hope it will inspire somebody to just hold on and to stay strong and to just continue to trust God and trust the process. Alright guys, talk to you in a bit. Share my story with you in a bit. Hey guys, so as you can see, it's a little bit brighter. That means it's further on in the day. I'm out of the bed. I got a few things done. So I decided, let me come and have a sit down talk with you guys. Because it's been a while since we have had a sit down talk. We have been on the road with you guys and taking you places. But it's been a while since we had a sit down. And I felt compelled to share this story with you. Just to maybe encourage somebody. Share a little bit about me and my family and our journey. I'm going to tell you about my first pregnancy, leading up to it and so on. So when I was younger, in my teenage years, I used to have terrible cramps. Now some of the people might say, oh, that's too much information, but I guess when we talk about things, sometimes somebody's going through it and they're afraid to seek help or they think they're alone. But I believe when we talk about things, we help each other. So I used to have terrible cramps, and when I say terrible, in a range from 0 to 10, with 10 being the highest, I was like about 20, 30, thereabout. There were days when I could not go to school or I could not go to church or anything like that once I was on my cycle. I had to stay home because the pain was immense. I could hardly walk, and with the pain came vomiting. I would vomit like straight, and I couldn't eat. So you know, after not eating and you're vomiting, your stomach starts getting affected. And mommy and daddy decided that it's too much, and they took me to a doctor. That doctor, and he did his test, and every time he prescribed Baralgin. Every woman's supposed to know Baralgin, but Baralgin did nothing for me, absolutely nothing. And we kept going back, and he would say, all right, let's try this, let's try that, with painkillers and so on. And when it reached a point where it just wasn't working, and he ran some tests and so on, and in my teenage years he said to me, okay, you had, I was trying so hard to remember the name, but I can't remember the name. But you know, doctors use some big terms, and he told me that that's what I have, and it's not treatable, and I would not be able to have any children. And I had hormone issues as well, which made me, there are times I didn't have a cycle for months, but when it came, trust me, it was like, I'm here with the pain. But you know, when you hear, in my teenage years I heard I wasn't going to be able to have children, it had no effect on me, none whatsoever, because I wasn't doing anything. I was pure at that time. I wasn't doing anything to get pregnant, and I wasn't trying. I didn't care about getting pregnant at that time. It was the last thing on my list. you know, so it didn't bother me. So we grew up, met Sherwin, we got married. As I told you before, you all know I'm a teacher. So we got married, I'm working, and you know, you're married now for a couple of years. The next thing is to try to start a family. And he knew all of this. He knew what the doctor said. And I believed the doctors because I was feeling the pain and I was feeling the discomfort and so on. I believed the doctor that, all right, we're not going to have any. But the older I get and working with children, you know, as a teacher, there's always this one or two or a few of them who just stick in your heart. You just fall in love with them. And there are times when I would go home and I would cry. Sharon would be sleeping and I would be crying, you know, just hurting because I can't have a child. And we started trying. It just, nothing wasn't happening. We changed doctor. Well, I didn't go back to that doctor from them time. But I started going to a different doctor now with this. And my doctor, I told him what the doctor said. And he said, Cho, he called his name like he would say, Dr. John a idiot, man. No, go back to him. And you would think he's saying that because he's a doctor and you know you want to keep your patience, but he was genuine. He said, don't go back to him. And we didn't. We stuck with this doctor. And when he did his test and he, you know, did test on Sherwin, test on me, and he referred me to a gynecological specialist. And we went to him. Now years are months and years are accumulating. Sorry guys, with all of this. And we went to him. He did his test as well. And he's saying, he started giving me positive feedbacks. Now with all of this positive feedback, time is still passing because you know each thing you're doing step by step and so on. And I ended up having to do a surgery. One of the tests proved that something had to be done to my tubes. And trust me, one of these tests that I did, I don't know if anybody ever do it. Comment below if you've ever done this, where they insert a tube into a little part, your vagina, and they send fluid up into your fallopian tubes. I can't remember the name of the procedure. But it proves, if you're a doctor here, you can tell me. If you've done it before, you can tell me. I know it's intimate details, some people are going to cringe and whatever, but I don't care. I'm sharing, trying to help somebody. And when I went in to do that test before I did the surgery, the nurse or doctor, whoever it was that works in lab, she said to me, you're going to feel some discomfort, so here are some painkillers and take them before and you wait outside or whatever. Took them. Discomfort, you know, we're women, we used to little discomforts like that. People, oh my God, that's not discomfort. I felt pain. I wanted to cry for mommy, daddy, my cousin, my uncle, my granny, my dead relatives, my ancestors, everybody. The pain. Oh gosh. I could hardly walk when I left the office. It's a good thing Sherwin is a man like this, and this is something I love about him and I appreciate so much. Once we have to go to the doctor or we have to do a procedure, me or the girls, since they're here now, it doesn't matter what kind of appointment he has or what kind of job or anything like that, he's coming. He is there for me. He was there and he's there. He's by my side. He couldn't come in the room. He was outside waiting. So when I got outside, he was there to assist me to go to the car and take me home and stuff and take care of me for the couple of days when I was down and out. But that procedure, But anyway, so I did that and I went, the doctor got the results and he realized I had to do surgery. Did the surgery, did the recovery, and you know, after surgery you still have to wait again to try to have kids. And so we're waiting now because, you know, but after the stipulated time that the doctor gave for the waiting, no baby, no pregnancy. So I said, you know what, alright, this is my faith. And I guess you have to just sometimes just accept your faith and know that, alright, this is it. I'm going to be childless, and I'll just be a great aunt, a great friend, a great teacher, a great spouse, and just know that I'm childless. And I started coming to grips with it and accepted my faith. And there is one thing about not being able to have a child. It has so many psychological issues that comes with it, and it is most times created by those who are around you. I could remember people who know my story, because as I told you before, I'm not afraid to share my stories. And I would go to church and people would be like, you know, you're sharing one son. A time of you sharing one pitney man. I'm making a Lego man and give him one youth, and you would hear that over and over. And it would hurt so bad because we were trying our best. We were spending, draining our bank accounts at doctors, and you know, we just wanted a child. And instead of people just praying for us, encouraging us, and all of those things, people tried their best to just tear us down. They would call Sherwin names, they would say things, and you know, if persons were strangers, it wouldn't hurt that much. And I'm sure there are persons here who can relate to this, who have maybe one child, and you hear them say one pitney and no pitney, or they don't have any at all, and you're going through your issues, and you have persons constantly on your back about having children. And trust me, it hurts. People, if you're doing it, stop. In all seriousness, stop, because you never know the battle that some persons are fighting with either having a child or some other things. I have two now. I remember I was told I wouldn't have any, and now I have two, and you still have people coming to me saying, because I have two girls, you need a pair, and I'm saying, two a pair. And they'll come and they, oh, you need a son now. I remember, you know, when you're pregnant, it's not like you go in a store and you can choose the product that you want. At the end of the day, it's up to God. What he blesses you with is what he knows you can manage or whatever. But it's not up to you. And you have people who torment me. And I know some of you, you're being tormented as well, as to go and have a son, or you need one more, you need to balance, bird can't fly upon one wing, and even if you go and get the two and it's not the two that they think you should have, they're on your skin, on your skin. So trust me guys, this whole thing, it's a psychological battle, but we just have to stay strong. Back to the story now. Listen carefully. And so as time passes, you know, and as we stopped worrying about it, I came to grips with it and I was going along. Now, one morning I was on my way to work. I went to the bank first. I called in late because we got paid, and I wanted to go to the bank before going to work because we had some stuff to deal with in the evening. And Sherwin went to the airport to pick up my cousin. And so after leaving the bank, I took a taxi. Not a taxi I'm familiar with. And the thing is, people, I'm so funny in taking taxi. You'll see me on the roadside standing for a long time because I pick and choose taxi. I don't just jump into any taxi. But this specific morning, I was late. And I just jumped into a taxi. And on my way, the driver was driving good and whatever. But he made a detour to drop off somebody. And I said, driver, when I came in the taxi, you know, me sorry me drive with you. Because when I came in, I told you I was late and you didn't tell me you were going to do a detour. And he ignored me. And it was my brother's birthday, Jeremy, the 26th of June. The last thought I had before what happened was thinking about, mommy was abroad, and I said, all right, in the evening I'm going to go and I'm going to get some stuff and I'm going to go up there and cook dinner for him. That was my thought. And after that thought, the next thing I felt was a bump. Like, boom. And then the car started spinning out of control. we hit the truck. The driver was trying to overtake the truck. And when he did that, he went around and he said he saw something coming, which nobody else saw. We didn't see anything else. Nobody else. The truck driver, we didn't see anything else. And he swerved to go back in. And instead of going past the truck, the back of the car hit the front of the truck. And when he did that, our car just started spinning in the road. And we spun for a while, and then it just rolled over into a ditch. And when it rolled over into a ditch, it flipped over, crushed. And I remember it so vividly. It happened 11 years ago. And I can remember detail for detail. The clothes I was wearing, what I had in my hand, all of that. And when the car flipped and I was there, I remember crying for Jesus. You know, crying for Jesus. No shame, no nothing, just bawling out, Lord Jesus, Jesus. That's how I was behaving. And the persons got out, but I was in the middle of the back seat. Somebody over this side, somebody over this side. People, if you know Jamaican taxi, you know that I know a little bit away in there. Somebody over this side, somebody over here. I was in the middle. And when the car stopped, I was in the front on the windscreen, stuck. And I tried to come out through my doors couldn't open. And everybody was trying to get out. And I was stuck, I couldn't get out. And I started screaming to the man who went out before me. And he held on to me and he pulled me out through the passenger front window. One shoe on, clothes tear up here, mash up everything. And a taxi driver helped me, took me to the hospital. I called my co-worker. And you know, all of that happened and we were there in the hospital. Now, I'm telling you all of this to tell you how the pregnancy turned out. While I was there, the doctor came in, did his observations. I had no broken bones, thanks be to God. My back was damaged though. Still feel pains up to this day. Right now I'm in so much pain. You see me smiling here. I was just telling Chanel how much my back is killing me. But I'm alive. Anyways, the doctor said, tomorrow you're going to feel a lot of pain because your body was beaten by the whole impact. So we're going to give you an injection. Pardon my neighbors if you're hearing. Yeah, we're going to give you an injection, and this injection will ease the pain tomorrow. But you have to do a pregnancy test, because if you are pregnant, you can't get the injection because it will kill the baby. And I was like, no man, I can't get pregnant, I'm not pregnant. He said, I have to follow protocol, and I have to, he has to ensure that he does his job well. So I said, all right, go ahead, you know, amuse yourself. So he gave me the thing, sent me to the bathroom, and I did the test. I didn't even look at it because it's like I didn't really care, because I know what I thought I knew. I went back, gave it to the nurse. The nurse looked at it and she says, you're pregnant. I said, no, I'm not pregnant. She said, yes, you're pregnant. There were two of them in there, and I said to her, give it to that nurse. Let that nurse look at it and tell me. And she looked at it and she said, yeah man, you're pregnant. And I said, no, and I started crying. The nurse looked at me and she said, Awa, I know for your husband. Awa, tell me I want to. And I was there crying my eyes out. And she said, I said to her, no, that's not it. I was told by a doctor that I could not get pregnant, and I was trying for years. And they sent me to do ultrasound and so on, which proved I was 8 weeks pregnant. 8 weeks. And they sent me to an immediate bed rest and all of that, because, you know, I was in the accident and so on. And, you know, now you guys know Chanel. Chanel was my first baby that the devil tried to take. The doctor tried to put it in my head I wasn't supposed to have any. And when God finally blessed me with one, the devil tried to take her away from me and tried to take my life as well. And you know, I am so happy I'm here that I can share this story with you. I hope you see the positive in it, that you know the devil is going to try things. Your spirit might be dampened. Things might not look the way that it should. You know, the doctor told me none. The devil said no, but Jesus said yes, and he said yes twice, because I had Chanel, and then 5 years after I have Janelle. So I now have two when I was told I wouldn't have any. And oh no, but that tell me go have no more. Because the pregnancies were awesome. I wasn't sick. If you didn't see the belly and the darker skin, you would know I was pregnant. But the delivery part of it, people, 2 C-sections. I'm thankful for my 2 babies. I love them so much. And I hope your hearts are encouraged to just continue to hold on, trust God, believe in God, and know that when the doctors, whose report shall you believe? We shall believe the report of the Lord, because he has the final say in our life. And when we're in doubt, I saw something on Facebook, when you're in doubt, pray it out. I have a praying mother, a praying mother-in-law that I thank God for daily. I thank God for them daily. Let me backtrack a little bit. When we found out the news that I was pregnant, that pregnancy, we couldn't hide it, because at the hospital my co-workers were there, and from they see me come out going to the bathroom, because you know our hospital no private like that. Everybody see me going to the bathroom with the pregnancy test, coming back with it, and then they saw me come out crying. So everybody at work knew and all of that, you know. And we called mommy in the night. I called her and told her I was pregnant. She said, "Get Sandy phone." And Sandy told her, and she was so happy. When she heard it from in the morning that I was in the accident, she wanted to come home. She was supposed to be over there for another week in New York. And she asked me, should I change my flight? You want me to come home? And all of that. And you know, Daddy was in Canada. No, he was in Cayman at the time, and everybody wanted to, you know, come and be around. And you know, it felt so good to have a family circle that loves you that much. And when mommy heard about the accident, she had immediate diarrhea. Sorry, mommy. She had immediate diarrhea. But it was, you know, the terrible day ended out with a spirit of rejoicing for my family. Because when my brother was passing the car and he was on the phone with Sandy and they saw the car, he was saying, "I can't carry it." I remember clearly, "I can't carry it." And Sandy was sitting flat on her bottom in her work suit in Ultrasound, crying because, you know, it looked so dim, so gloom for me. And I remember people coming to the hospital and they're saying they're coming to look for bodies, because when they saw the car, they know that nobody could have survived that. But I survived, and Chanel survived. She was in my belly at the time and we didn't even know. But she survived. We are fighters, we are survivors. And when you see me going out or see us doing anything and I'm laughing and talking, and so I'm just celebrating life. This is just one of the story of many that I could tell you. And I might eventually tell you my testimonies of all things with illnesses, because I have so many. But God has been indeed good to us. He is blessing us, and I'm forever grateful. Each morning I wake up, each morning I am on the wake up list to see another day, to see my children, to see my family, my husband and my friends, and now my new family, Smith's Journey. Thank you guys for listening, and I hope you are encouraged. Feel free to share. I have no shame in my stories. Remember to like, tell a friend about the Smith's Journey, leave a comment below. Feel free to share your story as well if you have anything close to mine. It's okay. My page is for sharing. And stay blessed, stay grateful for life. Those who are close to you, love them up. Love them up, because it's so unpredictable. That morning when I left out for work, none of us knew Oh, guys, let me share this part with you too. Remember I told you that Sherwin was on his way to airport. And when he got the call, I'm trying to remember if I was the one who called him or if Carla called. Because I remember calling Carla first when I got out of the car, because I spoke to her in the morning, so her number was right there on the phone. Because when I was in the hospital, I couldn't even remember my own number. And I just pressed the button and told Carla, and she and my co-worker, Lewin, met me at the hospital, and they were there with me, you know, throughout the whole thing. And I think it took Sherwin minutes to leave Kingston and reach where at the hospital in Lionel Town. And when he got there, they didn't want to let him in at first, because the thing is, with accidents, by the time people start gathering at the hospital quickly, this massive crowd was there, and they didn't want to let him in at first because they didn't know who he was. So he came to the window and he peeped in, and the driver and myself, we ended up in the same room, and he saw me there, and he asked if I'm okay, and I tried to communicate some things to him, and the driver eased up and he looked at the driver, and the driver said, I'm here the driver in a boss, but me just get a little broken. And Sherwin said to him, say, just get a little broken, make nothing happen to my wife and you see me and you. At the time, him and his best friend Timmy was at the window, and the driver just eased back down in his bed. Oh gosh, and they eventually let him in. But he and my cousin, she didn't even bother stop, Marcia. She didn't even bother stop to go to her house. They just come straight from the airport. I'm trying to remember if the highway was there yet. I don't remember, but anyway, they just came straight from the airport, straight to the hospital with our suitcase and everything. Oh God, you know me love my family, me love no bad. Yeah. And when we went to the ultrasound place, Lashane was there. She had an ultrasound. She had something there doing as well, and she was there. And she stayed with me, like she came to stay with me. And she had her own business looking about, you know. And they just rally around me. By a quint, Jermaine reached at the hospital too. In like minutes, Jermaine reached at the hospital before the wrecker came to remove the car from the accident scene. Like, I don't even know who called who. I know I gave my phone to Carla, but I don't know who called who, but everybody was there. Oh my God, I love you people. I love you guys. I survived. We survived. Thank you, Jesus.
You survived.
Yeah. Remember to like, share. I said that already. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Take care, guys. My journey.
Bye.
Bye, guys.